Okay, so this is another toxic video. This happened over a few games. So it wasn't this game in particular. It was this game post-match, lobby of the next game, and then another game. But essentially, I'd been rotated hard early game. I'd missed a blink, and in general, I just hadn't played well. So I was on this prisoner, and I hit him here, and then got stunned, and then I hit him here, and here, and yeah. So then he was down. So I've got him down, and we've got one cipher left. Sorry, 4 ciphers have been done. So I'm looking at this, and I'm like, I'm gonna try and have to salvage a draw here. This is not gonna be a good game. Anyway, so I put him on chair. Officer goes for it. I hit him twice with the bombs, but I also hit the chair, so it was a good rescue from him. Anyway, so now I'm kind of like, I'm kind of thinking that the cipher's primed. So I'm not sure, but I'm not going to risk it. So I'm going to try and bomb this prisoner. So I get him down with the bomb, and it's not popped. So I put him on chair. So anyway, cipher is primed. As you can see, the preset's waiting for it. Perfumer's going for the rescue, and I get 2 bombs on her. And so I don't actually go for the hit because I'm like, they're gonna pop it. So I'm gonna continue bombing, and I do eventually get the prisoner down via bomb. And then I hit, because I'm predicting the pop, hit the first officer, and it wasn't popped. And I was like, okay, either Priestess is throwing this on purpose, or she's lagged out or something like that. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna take advantage of this. So I put prisoner on the chair, kill him, and then I chair the first officer and the perfumer. But as I'm going back to pick up the perfumer, the priestess, I think she must have, her game crashed, I think. So she then pops the cipher just after I pick the perfumer up, which is unfortunate on her end. But I can understand the perfumer and the first officer's frustration here. Anyway, so priestess goes for the rescue. She rescues the perfumer with Tide, and then she goes for the rescue on the officer, and I've hit the perfumer, so when Tide ends, she goes down, and then I hit the priestess, so when Tide ends, she goes down, and then I kill first officer. Basically, long story short, I should have lost, but I got a win because the priestess crashed. So first I need to apologise because I didn't screenshot this, but I knew stuff was going to happen in the post-match, so I quickly got in there and said, what happened to the cipher pop? I was expecting it, it never came. Then the first officer chimed in with, everyone go report this priestess. This fucking priestess, something like that. She said, I'm really sorry, my phone crashed. And they said, don't play if you're bad. And she went, I'm sorry, it was my phone that crashed, I can't help that. And they went, well, don't play if you've got a bad phone. That's what happened in the post-match. I didn't screenshot it because I kind of understand their frustration. It's annoying to receive a message like that in the post-match, but like, if I was them, I'd be very annoyed in that position. So, I can see their frustration on that point. So anyway, I go into another game, and lo and behold, I match with the first officer and the perfumer. So, and the guy says, no matter what, I don't like unfairness, lol. And then he says, Doc in rank, by the way, only cares about badge. And then he goes, I won't rescue them. And he goes, fine, I won't then either. So that was their brief exchange in the lobby. And then the second match begins, and I'm thinking to myself, right, I want to absolutely destroy these guys, because I don't want the toxic guy to win. I have a much better early game here. I get stunned here, but I get a bomb here on the doctor. I then hit her again here, and then down her here. So I chair her, officer comes in for rescue, I get a bomb on him, I then hit him, and then the bomb finally kills him. Priestess comes in for the next rescue, I bomb her once, bomb her twice, hit her portal, and then terror shock her. So then officer heals up, and then he decides it's not worth going for the rescue, so he just leaves. So I put priestess in basement, and perfumer goes for it. To cut a long story short, she gets the rescue, but I end up downing them both before they could get out of basement. So officer comes, and he doesn't even try to rescue, he just stands there and just lets me kill him because, I mean, they've lost anyway, so it doesn't really matter, and then they surrender. Now, post-match. Here we go. he says, "Can I say something honestly?" And I'm like, "You need to stop being toxic." And he's like, "Fuck you for taking that free win." And I'm like, "Being toxic literally helps no one." So I laughed at what he said, and he says, "You didn't deserve shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, because if I'd liked you, would have definitely given me a draw." The doctor's a bit confused because she wasn't in the last game, but I'm just laughing at him. Then he says again that I would have lost. Yeah, so Doc leaves, and then he's like, 100% would have lost, and I'm like, okay, but I won. It's quite funny, isn't it? So he says, "You're just a coward taking advantage of something," and I'm like, "And you're very, very salty about it." And then he leaves. And now the perfumer chimes in. She's like, "You're really lucky, guard." And I'm like, "Oh, how? Do tell." And she's like, "You don't really need to do anything and you get the 4-mans." And I'm like, "So last game, I did nothing." And then she leaves, and I say, "Why can't anyone just take a loss, say GG and move on?" And then I hadn't realised the doc had left, but I said, "I wish you the best of luck in the rest of rank, Doc." And that was that.